Silent truths. Why sometimes? Silence speaks louder than words. Have you ever wondered why sometimes silence proves to be more powerful than speaking? Is it possible that a single moment of silence can have more impact than a long speech? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chronicles of Time, where we uncover stories of the past, human psychology, and the hidden secrets of life. In today's video, we will talk about the power of silence, a power often mistaken as weakness, but in reality, it is one of the most effective weapons a human possesses. In human life, silence holds a strange position. On the surface, it may seem like nothing, but in truth, it can change everything. When a person stops speaking, the people around them become uneasy because they expect words, but when words don't come, their minds automatically begin to question. Silence is actually a mirror. It forces others to look within themselves. How silence changed history. Abraham Lincoln. On a famous occasion, Lincoln chose complete silence instead of responding to his opponent's bitter remarks. The result was that people saw his silence as dignity, and their trust in his character grew stronger. Martin Luther King Jr. During his movement, when he paused for a moment and endured the noise of the crowd, that silent moment became one of the most powerful parts of his speech. This shows us that silence is not always weakness. It is wisdom. Psychological perspective. According to psychologists, when you remain silent during an argument, the other person begins to feel insecure. Silence creates a pause in a conversation, and that pause often forces the other person to reveal more truth. The greatest strength of silence is that it gives others time to think, while the one who keeps speaking often gets entangled in their own words. That is why successful leaders and businessmen often use silence as a weapon. A story. The British Judge and the Accused. There is a famous incident in a British court where a judge asked an accused man a question, but instead of answering, the accused remained completely silent. The people in the courtroom were surprised. After a few moments of silence, the judge asked again. Still no answer. The silence was so heavy that finally the accused's own lawyer spoke up and revealed everything. This incident shows us that silence can sometimes become the greatest source of pressure. Silence in human relationships. Silence also plays a surprising role in relationships. Sometimes, in conflicts, silence itself becomes the most powerful response. When your friend or partner hurts you, and instead of speaking, you remain silent, they cannot bear their own guilt for long. Your silence affects them in ways that 100 words cannot. The need for silence in modern life. In today's noisy world, when everyone is talking, typing, shouting, silence is a precious treasure. On social media, people express their opinions every moment. News channels scream out headlines all the time. Even in homes and offices, arguments never seem to end. In such times, the person who knows the art of silence is the truly powerful one. A short story. The Silent Teacher. In one school, a teacher was famous because he never shouted in anger. If a student misbehaved in class, the teacher said nothing. He would simply look at them in silence. Those few moments of silence were so weighty that the student would feel ashamed by themselves. This is the real power of silence, something words can never achieve. Sometimes silence is louder than noise. It is the moment when you say everything without saying anything. It is the moment when the hearts and minds of others begin to speak by themselves. Silence is, in fact, a scream that everyone can hear, but no one can deny. Lesson for today, friends. If you want people to take your words seriously, if you want your personality to leave a deep impression, then sometimes learn the art of staying silent instead of speaking. Remember, words are often forgotten, but silence is never forgotten. Friends, this was the story of the power of silence, a force that proves its importance in time, history, and psychology alike. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel, Chronicles of Time, so that you don't miss out on our upcoming fascinating stories. In our next video, we will cover this topic: hidden truths, how ignoring them can bring down entire civilizations. In that video, we will explore how a few overlooked realities, if not understood, can destroy even the greatest of societies. So, stay connected with Chronicles of Time.